Most people walk every single day without ever thinking about it, but what if the way you walk is silently limiting your results? And what if the same walks you already take could be transformed into a powerful fat-burning and metabolic upgrade without adding extra time, stress, or equipment? Welcome to Medical Truth Zone, where we break down how the body truly works. And today we're uncovering 10 science-backed walking strategies that can dramatically improve fat loss, blood sugar control, the hormones, brain function, and overall health, starting with the timing of your walk, because walking first thing in the morning, before food, or even before checking your phone, can have a unique metabolic advantage, since the body naturally releases cortisol and other hormones upon waking to raise blood sugar and prepare you for the day. And if someone is insulin resistant, this normal rise can overshoot, keeping blood sugar elevated longer than necessary, but gentle movement immediately after. Waking activates muscles that absorb glucose without needing insulin, helping stabilize blood sugar while pushing the body into a fat-burning state. And even though only a tiny amount of glucose is used, the majority of the energy during this walk comes from fat oxidation, setting a healthier metabolic tone for the rest of the day. Another overlooked strategy is walking shortly after meals, not as exercise, but as a light stroll lasting just 2 to 5 minutes, because digestion requires blood flow, and intense movement competes with that process. But light movement improves circulation and allows muscles to absorb post-meal glucose more efficiently, reducing insulin spikes even after low-carb meals, which matters because repeated insulin spikes over time impair fat burning and metabolic flexibility. This ties into a core principle of fat loss, which is not merely burning calories, but improving the hormonal and metabolic environment by minimizing blood sugar swings, lowering chronic cortisol, and improving mitochondrial efficiency, since mitochondria are the cellular engines that convert fat into usable energy when oxygen is available. Another simple but powerful habit is tracking your steps, not for obsession but for awareness, because most people dramatically overestimate how much they move, and once steps are measured consistently, small increases become easy and automatic, often adding thousands of steps per day without conscious effort, reinforcing consistency and habit formation, which are far more important than intensity alone. Beyond quantity, intensity matters, and one of the most effective zones for walking is what's often called Zone 2, where the pace is fast enough that you feel warm and engaged, but slow enough to breathe comfortably through your nose and speak a sentence in 1 or 2 breaths, because once breathing becomes heavy and rapid, the body shifts towards stress metabolism, increasing cortisol, and relying more on glucose through glycolysis rather than fat oxidation, whereas staying just below that threshold maximizes fat use, improves aerobic capacity, and enhances mitochondrial performance without stressing the nervous system. Posture and movement quality also play a critical role, especially arm swing, which most people ignore even though it directly affects brain function and nervous system balance. Since human walking relies on a cross-crawl pattern where opposite arms and legs move together, a pattern established during infancy, through crawling that shapes coordination, balance, and neurological wiring. And when arm swing is restricted or asymmetrical, it disrupts this pattern, while full natural arm swing enhances posture, symmetry, and brain activation, provided the arms swing naturally slightly inward rather than outward and remain balanced left to right. Environment matters as well, because walking in nature or even consciously appreciating surroundings lowers stress hormones, improves mood, enhances parasympathetic nervous system activity, and indirectly supports fat loss and recovery by improving sleep and emotional regulation, which are often the missing links in stubborn weight gain. Variety is another key factor, which is why interval walking, alternating short periods of faster walking with slower recovery, provides benefits beyond steady pacing, as brief increases in intensity stimulate growth hormone and adaptive stress responses without overwhelming the system, while changing speed alters muscle use, joint loading, and nervous system input, making the movement more efficient and less wear and tear over time. Adding terrain such as hills or stairs further enhances these benefits by increasing muscle recruitment, especially in the glutes and thighs, while actually reducing joint stress compared to downhill walking. And the smartest approach is to use uphill segments for effort and downhill segments for recovery, or to walk upstairs and take elevators down when possible, avoiding the common mistake of doing the exact opposite. Weighted walking is another option, though it must be used carefully as adding load increases bone density and muscular demand but can